So I'm stuck in gaming limbo at the moment, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to be playing. Obviously, we know Bless ended up sucking. I was hoping to get like 2 to 3 months out of that game. You know, it had the potential to do so, but they ultimately dropped the ball. When I was making my predictions on the lead up to the game, I figured I'd at least, at worst, get 2 to 3 months out of it, and that didn't end up happening. So now I'm kind of stuck here, not sure what to play. A couple of my guild members and I went and we've been playing ESO, and unfortunately I've not really been enjoying that much. I guess to put it in a nutshell, they don't really make the game in a way that's good for returning players. There's not a lot of new skills. The classes ultimately function the same, and I have a whole list of problems with the game. Don't get me wrong, it was a great palate cleanser from Bless. Hopping into ESO after playing Bless was like, damn, this game feels good. But once that wore off, once the initial shock of, hey, this is actually a video game that works and plays, after that wore off, just really haven't been compelled to log in. So what is there to play right now? What's coming in 2018? As far as MMOs that are currently out right now, the only thing I'd really want to play and probably enjoy would be Return of Reckoning, which is a Warhammer private server. I know there's probably not a huge demand of it, but for me it's really fun and enjoyable to play with a couple other guild members because we only do tier 1 PvP, which is low B PvP. And there's not a lot of time investment required. You just create a new character and you just level while PvPing. You're strong right off the bat because of the bolstering system. The PvP is actually pretty damn good for what it is. But as for what's coming this year, there really isn't that much that's actually going to launch this year. There's a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of things that might go into betas or might be in playable states, but starting out with one of the closer things, on July 4th, we had Camelot Unchained, which was supposed to go into its first closed beta, but they ended up pushing that back. But it wasn't really that big of a deal because people who still bought in, they're still able to test the game, but it's still just not the official closed beta 1. But that game right now, that's like a really traditional closed beta, and it's more testing the servers, the stability. So that's not really going to have a real gameplay loop in the near future. So maybe sometime this year it will be something that's actually worth playing repetitively and putting a lot of time into. Another game that's currently in a state in which you can actually play it is Crowfall, but as talking about real gameplay loops, that Crowfall in its current state is not playable for me. I don't enjoy the combat. I think the combat's really not intuitive. There's not a lot of feedback, and most of the gameplay revolves around harvesting and crafting almost every single thing that you need in the game, and then looking for fights. And I'm just really not super excited about the title in general, and when I try to playing it into it, it's something that I really can't enjoy at the moment. Maybe as they get closer to 5.8, it'll be something to at least look to and try again. Right now it's currently on patch 5.6. And then for the remainder of the question marks, we have Eastern titles like Project TL, Lost Ark, and Air. All of these games might have a beta state that we can participate in at some point this year. Project TL is supposed to have a beta. We don't know whether it'll be localized Korean or whether it'll be worldwide. Lost Ark, if it ends up going into open beta this year, which I'm not sure if it will. If it does and someone ends up making an English patch, then I will definitely hop onto that. Ascent Infinite Realm, I was pretty critical over the first trailer, and as were a lot of people, so they went into redevelopment. I think at first they were planning to have a closed beta in like Q2 or something like that, but with all the negative feedback, they've pushed all that back, so there might be a beta test this year. That's a question mark. The only solid release that we actually have coming, and I don't mean solid as in quality, I just mean the hard confirmed release that we have coming this year, is Battle for Azeroth with WoW, and I personally am not a fan of WoW. I enjoyed the crap out of WoW in the early days, vanilla, Burning Crusade, and I tried to return to Legion, and I didn't stick very long, but I might still end up picking this up because one, a couple of my guild members are interested, though they're not super excited about it. There's a lot of people that have negative feelings going towards some of the changes or lack thereof coming in BFA, but one thing that has, like, I guess piqued our interest a little bit is the war mode, which they're doing away with. I believe what's happening is they're doing away with PvP servers, and you have the ability to flag into war mode, which will create, I guess, an instance version of your server, which is only people that are in war mode, and it makes every zone contested and PvP based or PvP enabled. And when you're in this mode, you get increased rewards, increased EXP gain, and they have like a bounty hunter system, and like and then drops, like chest drops or something for people to fight over. So if I'm gonna play that, it's gonna be like super casual. But I also do want to play it because I am 100% gonna play classic WoW. I would like to have played the latest iteration of WoW so that I can really compare the two once I've played both of them. So I most likely will be picking up BFA, though I'm not gonna say that I'm like super thrilled for it. Other than that, there's really not much that I'm interested in playing as far as online titles go. You have right now a lot of people are on the Battle Royale bandwagon. I really don't enjoy Battle Royales. I think it's really shallow gameplay. I understand why some people enjoy it, but it's just not something that I personally like, even though I do like shooters. If I were going to play any of the Battle Royales, it'd be Realm Royale, and I have tried it, and it really hasn't pulled me in, but I won't rule it out as something that I might dabble in here and there. And as far as MOBAs go, I'll probably play some Heroes of the Storm here and there. I've been playing with a couple of friends, and so that's something I might be doing. But I do have a big log of single-player games that I want to revisit or finally finish that I never have. Like, two of those is Kingdoms of Amalur and Witcher 3. I've played a little bit of both of those, but I've never finished them. I actually started playing Kingdoms of Amalur last night, so I'm going to beat that game first. And some other titles that I want to play. I want to actually try Daggerfall, which is the second installment of the Elder Scrolls series. Right now there's a project on Unity that is working on reviving the game, and there's a lot of mod support for that, so I think at some point I'm going to visit Daggerfall on the Unity engine. And so I'm really open to suggestions. If you have any games that you think I might be interested in, I like really deep character building, options to build your character out the way you want to play and make your own playstyle. I like RPGs that allow you to do that, but I'm also going to these games not just for pure play enjoyment. I really want to visit these games to capture the best aspects of, like, I guess the components, the core components that made a lot of these titles great. I have a lot of non-gameplay based content that's in the pipeline, a lot of game design related things. I'm gonna be picking apart and going over a lot of MMO mechanics and RPG mechanics, and also have a lot of ideas that I think could contribute to making a good game that I'm going to be visiting. And along those lines, I just recently picked up Dark and Light because they put their dev kit out on Unreal Engine 4. So I'm going to be dabbling in that and trying to learn UE4 a little bit, just as like a little side project. So if there's any of you that are familiar with that, with modding on UE4, or you're just experienced with UE4 and all, and you have any tips or want to help out with that, just drop some comments below. Any help would be appreciated. And as I said before, if you have any great game suggestions, feel free to share those in the comments below. I'll very likely be streaming whatever game it is or whatever I'm dabbling in, even if it's just messing around on UE4. I'll be streaming all this throughout the week, so just tune in, and thanks for watching.